trial spanned 4 months and heard from 30 witnesses, with the bulk of testimony focusing on this one piece of equipment, the carbine rifle. Some police forces had it at the time, but the night of June 4th, none were available to the Moncton officers. They weren't trained to use it either, defending themselves with pistols against a heavily armed shooter. At the end of
I think I don't have to introduce this idiot that's on the screen. But anyway. After told a few people last night, and ever since during these past few years, my battle with the police, I hear a lot of people coming to me and say the word, it's a police state. It's a police state. Me, I go, nah. You know, I mean, we have a system here in Canada, in New Brunswick. Maybe it's not right, but it's better than what other countries have. But after thinking about it very, very hard, I came to the conclusion that New Brunswick is indeed the first police state in Canada. We definitely live in a police state. And for me to do something like this, I should write everything down, but I don't. And I'm wondering how come I miss so much trouble all the time. I will do a video on this en français later on. But that idiot behind me, Justin Bock, now, he shot 3 cops in Moncton. It was sad, no question about it. I mean, it's sad also when the 3 individuals get shot in a home. You know, I mean, human life is human life. But I remember that night I was Woodstock Road by the river, and then my friend Myra, that was living upstairs, said, "Where you been the last few hours?" And it was a shock. But then we got to ask questions. Why did that idiot cross that line and start shooting innocent cops? Then I found out, which I knew, there was a guy named Daniel Levesque in Moncton. The guy wasn't a saint. No, he was an idiot, I guess. But I don't know him. But 2 weeks before this, he was shot dead. He was shot a year before. He was shot by the RCMP in Moncton. 3 bullets in his body, dead, gone. And then Leanne Fitch, the Fredericton police, did an investigation. Cops investigating cops. Again. And Leanne Fitch said those 3 bullets that went inside his body wasn't the cause of his death. It was because of a knife wound. It's because that's the reason he died. So therefore, the RCMP that shot 3 bullets from the Moncton RCMP shot Daniel Levesque, the 3 bullets in his body, they're not responsible. They're not responsible, so therefore the case is done. Okay, then we got a guy in Rossay, was it? I just thought about this. Was shot dead by the Rossay police. Then the police investigate. Everything's done. Paul Michel Viano. Somebody called Crime Stoppers. Michel Viano à la cocaine via rail. 4 o'clock. No, was it noon or whatever? Unarmed, non-uniformed cops surround Michel Viano's car. He says, "Tab, not callis, what the fuck is this?" And he just stepped on the gas. And they shot him dead. And there's no trial, there's nothing. There'll be a coroner inquest, big deal, recommendation, and well, maybe we shouldn't do this, do that. It's a waste of time. Nobody's going to be held accountable. And it's getting worse. See, usually a cop was, you put him on the stand, he was the eyes, the ears, the mouth of what happened. What happened? It's not like that anymore. Cops are socializing with members of the Attorney General office, with the Justice Department in that courtroom. They all work together. They're all together. And the whole system, we used to have a police scanner. We could hear what the cops are doing. No more. Police state. They don't want us to listen. It's not the reason I call it police state, but one of the reasons. Where was I going with the police scanner? Shit, I was going somewhere with that one. But anyway, that's why maybe I should mark everything down. But, oh yeah, on the police scanner, you hear a promise to keep the peace. There's 2 peace bonds. Court-appointed peace bond, or court-signed peace bond, or a police peace bond, or understand, what do they call it? Papers of understanding, or whatever. You promise to keep good behavior. Police or court. So they always the police. And police are in the schools. They never used to be in the schools. Now they're in the schools. Now, if they were in the school just to watch what was going on, hey, maybe that's okay. But that's not the case, because they have a computer and they mark everything down. Every citizen, every student, boom, boom, boom. And once the student is out of high school, they know exactly who that student is. So the guy's screwed right from the start. When he wants to start a new life. New life? Look, bicycle. Everywhere around New Brunswick, a person could ride a bike, no problem. Here in Fredericton, they hunt down people. They stop them at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, okay, where's your bicycle? Where's your helmet? Blah, blah, blah. Now, let's go to me. The case of the 2 cops that grabbed me from Edmundston a year ago. I never said much because I had confidence in the system. The system failed me again. See, the cops are allowed to screw up 100 times. I'm only allowed to screw up once. And when the 2 cops approached me, go to YouTube, write Edmundston Police and Charles LeBlanc, you'll see it. When they approached me at the legislature, he first mentioned he was the chief of police. Right off the bat, I knew no chief of police will come and arrest me in Fredericton. But the strange part about all that, I think there's a psychologist or a psychiatrist that worked behind the scene and said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Confront Charles near the legislator. I was surrounded by about 3 or 4 cameras. Tell Charles, plain clothes, no uniformed cops around, and tell Charles, hey, show a badge, you come with us. There's no way in the world Charles is going to hop in that car with 2 strangers. No, that's not going to happen. So, if he resists, we might get lucky and Charles might punch one of you guys in the head, and then we have the cameras, and then we could charge him of assaulting a police officer. And then if it gets out of hand, we could do like Michel Villeneuve, we could shoot him. And then Irving Media, come on, what? Charles LeBlanc assaulted a police officer. That's all they'll say in the public. Oh my God, assault a police officer, my God. And they only shot him? So, I see my timer here. This is too long, but that's okay. This is just... something tells me the liberal government was involved behind the scene when they confronted me at the legislature. And a lot of people were involved. And when they raided this place and said I was exploiting children for sex, I got the papers. Oh no, that's okay. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. But we live in a police state. I think we are in grave. We are in danger because the police used to be the good standing members of the community, people you look up to, people that he knew everyone's first name. Just walk the street. They don't do that anymore. So, me, myself, am I afraid? No. I'll never be afraid because you can't live in fear. And there's nothing worse than a person than he or she knows that they're 100% right on an issue. And me, I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I know what they did to me, and they're always coming after me. And I always said, and I'll say it again, if this is happening to me, what other person this is happening to that will never see the light of day in the media? Of course, the media, they didn't cover this latest episode that they just dropped it. But that's okay. Now it's just social media. Now, that idiot in the back, it would have been nice to find out why that idiot cracked up and shot 3 cops. Why? Is it because he saw Daniel Levesque, Leanne Fitch saying, well, there's nothing wrong? Was that the case? You see, this idiot was told by David Lux, his lawyer, and I'm sure his parents say, oh, come on, don't let the family go through this all over again, just plead guilty. And he was sentenced to 75 years in jail. Now, if a cop gets shot, oh my God, flowers, the funeral, and it's terrible. A police officer is shot. Michel Viano gets shot. Hey, shit happens. So there is something very, very wrong with our police force, but there's nothing we could do because the system, they're all together. And we are screwed. And me, it's just a matter of time till they find something, and then they'll put me in jail. And then, once in jail, a fellow inmate would stab me, and then they'll say, well, Mr. LeBlanc had behavior problem. So, shit happens. We don't want more Justin Book in New Brunswick. But, if, it won't be me, because I'm one of those idiots that should have owned a gun. I'm against violence. If I'm attacked, I'll defend myself. Yeah, right. That's what I did the last few times, and look what happened. They want to charge me with aggravated assault to defend myself. But there could be, the police keep pushing this issue over and over and over and push the citizen. Unfortunately, there could be more idiots like that. But how do you change it when the system doesn't want to listen to the citizen? It's sad.